The first thing I saw when I got off the bus was this face drawn in the dust of a library. Then I tried to take a picture of my shadow, only to immediately slay into darkness. I wasn't impressed. I adore this mural. I think I am that guy. What about you? That was a great close up. This is what I had for lunch on day one. What was it? I don't remember. Oh, it was rice with zucchini and tomato. It was actually really good. And then I bought a couple things for the week. I'm not sure if the hair is a sleigh or hula hay, but I actually quite like it. It just dried like this. So welcome, we are on Tuesday of Valentine's week. I forgot to film anything yesterday, but Monday my shift was switched so I can work more later in the week. So Monday was my day off and it was just lots of catching up, posting things, getting medication for me, getting medication for puppy, getting worming for puppy, getting worming for kitten, all that sort of stuff. Mouse bedding, groceries, filling up the chocolate cabinet at work to make it look cute for Valentine's Day on my day off. Today was my first day working Valentine's ever, actually, and working in a flower department. And now it is dinner. I did my shopping for the week. I decided it was a bit of a stressful day, so I decided on my lunch break to do some shopping and pick up some snacks to help me get through the rest of the week, and just some nice treats. And I had an apple juice and it was very nice and recentering and energizing, and then I had a hot chocolate. And now I've just made okonomiyaki for meal. I have never made it before. I've made it vegan and gluten-free because that's what I am, and it was a huge success. It looked beautiful, it tasted beautiful, and I made my very own pickled ginger and it is so good. Huge success, 10 out of 10. I've been having it, I've had it twice from a food van that does a vegan and gluten-free one, and it's so good. So I was really excited to make my own version of it, and it was a crying success. Tonight I am going to finish watching an episode of Death in Paradise, play some Kirby, edit last week's video, and try and go to bed a little bit earlier because I start work at 8:30 tomorrow and it's going to be another big day. Meet you on the bus. I wonder if I actually need to say that I'm not in New York. I could be. Maybe the moments took me. I rescued this little spider and let it live in a tree. It was very happy. I filled the work freezer with super dupers and I enjoy having them on my lunch break, especially in summer. I didn't know they were vegan. They are. I made friends with some seagulls who only wanted me for my food. And today's little snack was some cracker minis. Cheese flavor. And look at this beautiful sunset. Wow. It's Thursday morning. We've got 3 shifts to go. Arguably the biggest 3, but hopefully less unpacking now. Doing a tally. What was my number for yesterday? Anyway, I decided to do a tally for all of the bouquets I make for Valentine's Day, and I'll probably do it again for Mother's Day just to see, you know, where we're at. I think generally I can do 14 in a day, but that's with, you know, covering lunches and going and helping out the front and not necessarily focused on just doing this one thing. So this will be interesting. I made a lot of hat box arrangements yesterday, which was a new thing I'd never done before, but I really enjoyed it and I was pretty good at it. So I'm starting to get quite tired. We did indeed get a cute little fruit box with really delicious grapes. And I tried to aesthetically film my snacks for the day, and I was sitting on a slope. So that was not aesthetic at all, and I got mad. I had an apple, protein bar, some really delicious cheesy pasta, and then we're on Friday, and my hands were foul, as you can tell. Friday was the worst day for my hands, but a good day for food. More cheesy rice with pesto. It's Friday night. We might have skipped a day or 2 in there. Rewind Thursday. Thursday, I made so many flowers. I made some new things that I'd never made, especially working with Wet Oasis was really interesting, doing little hat box arrangements. It was a really big day and I stayed at work until 7 o'clock. After I got home from work, I was really tired, but I had bought cupcake mix because I wanted to make floral cupcakes, not gluten cupcakes to take into work. So even though I was tired, I still whipped up a batch of those, which is very easy because they were boxed. And then had a nice, I don't remember what I had for dinner. I think it was rice and pesto, and it was really good, which is also what I had for lunch the next day. Watched a bit of Death in Paradise, played a bit of Kirby. The cycle continued. Today was a huge day of making. A part of me, I think I do need to do a bit of tidying in the cottage, even though I'm tired and I have to be up pretty early and my feet really hurt and I want to have a shower. There's just a few things lying about that I do need to deal with. I feel like today maybe I made a bit less than yesterday, but I did make a lot of hat boxes, so it will be interesting to like kind of do my count. A lot of wrapping of flowers as well. There was a good couple of hours where I was just like wrapping. Lots of ribbons. Tomorrow is the last day, and then I have Sunday off, and then I'm back at work on Monday. Tomorrow is Valentines, which I think just means making as many flowers as possible. So I am looking forward to that, but I am getting more tired the longer I sit here, so I think I need to clean for 10 minutes and go to bed. I don't have any more cupcakes now, and I wouldn't mind another one, to be quite honest. I put lavender petals on them, lavender flowers, which they did look quite beautiful, and they tasted quite nice as well. See you on the flip side. And since I only record my food and my trips on the bus, the flip side is indeed what you see. Oh my gosh. By the end of the day, my hands were sore. And then I went for a swim. The end. Vlog over. Here we are. The week is over. The crowd goes wild. I can't even be bothered to brush my hair. I'm so done. It is Sunday night. I'm back at work tomorrow. I had the day off, which was nice after 5 in a row with lots of overtime. Valentine's Day was certainly not the best day of the whole week. I was so tired by the time we started packing up at 2. Apparently there's this statistic where if Valentine's is on a weekday, people come and buy flowers because that's the thing they'll do. But if it's on a weekend, they'll go and do events and things, and they don't buy flowers as much. I went for a swim after work, and that really was lovely until I started floating, and I realized just how sore my feet were, and when I stood up, it was agony. So there was a lot of foot pain last night, and today I've really just crashed. Slept so much and slept very poorly. I have had horrendous nightmares, almost a version of sleep paralysis, but it's not like the sleep paralysis I've had before, and I'm just having nightmare upon nightmare, and I'm so tired, but I can't pull myself out of it, even though like I'm waking up and I'm just going back under. But I'm so incredibly proud of myself and the things I made and the team I worked with, because we all worked so hard and I put in so many hours and I created a lot, and it was a massive effort. And I did get many free drinks, which was lovely, including an iced hot chocolate, which was one of the best things I've ever drunk, honestly. My favourite foliage to work with this week was viburnum. I hate the smell of it. It smells like petrol, but it is one of the easiest things to prep. Viburnum and viburnum and hydrangea foliage were my favourites this week. Also a sneaky bit of leather and umbrella fern. Beautiful. My flower that was like my favourite to work with has to be a tie between the lilies, which I love using as a base, and delphiniums. They were kind of my saviours this week. I used a lot of lilies and delphiniums and a lot of gyp, a lot of baby's breath, a lot of gypsophila.
There was a lot of it, and I used a lot of it. I didn't actually work with too many roses, but I did get pierced through my gloves, and that wasn't fun. I guess it's time to do the countdown of like what I made. On Tuesday, when did the count start? On Wednesday, I made. On Thursday, I made. On Friday, I made. On Saturday, I made. And on Sunday, I went around the garden and I picked heaps of flowers that we'd grown with my mom, and we both made some arrangements. This is the one I made, and I love her so much. Flower deep dive won't be till May, when it's Mother's Day, and hopefully I will fare a little better than this. She was a playboy, Bridget Bardot. I do have mouth ulcers from the stress of the week, but I've still got my voice and I didn't get sick. I'm gonna count my flowers. I did really, really well. This was my first Mother's Day. I guess I'm a pro now. See you next year, folks. I need to brush my teeth.